Okay, we can. Oh yeah. We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Thank you so much for coming here this evening. Whenever you're deciding to watch this, we are live here on YouTube. We are live here on yes, we are now live on Facebook as well. So thank you so much for joining me, whatever daytime or hour you are watching this topic. So we have been talking about how to become a better dater, and we are already on day 25 of day 30. Day 25 of day 30 already. I'm super excited. We are here. We're enjoying life, and we are learning how to become a better dater. We're learning the areas in which we are weak, as well as the areas which we are great in and or good, and we're continuing to do those habits and behaviors. And the areas in which we are weak, we are learning why we need to work on those areas and how to come about making our dating life better. So with that being said, we are talking about balancing partnership within your relationship as well as self-love. That's what we're talking about today. Balancing your partnership while you're in your relationship. And so yesterday we talked about healthy boundaries. We talked about intimacy. We talked about what else we talked about? Making a safe space. That's also what we talked about yesterday. So all those things are very important when it comes to trying to create a healthy romantic relationship. And so again, today we are talking about balancing partnership and self-love. Why is self-love so essential even within healthy relationships? And so I want to talk about that. Let's first talk about self-love. Self-love is the foundation for any thriving partnership because it establishes the emotional stability and confidence needed to engage in a healthy, balanced relationship. When you truly love yourself, you understand your value, you set healthy boundaries, and you bring your whole, complete self to the partnership. Yes, even in the healthiest of relationships, maintaining a strong sense of self is critical. It prevents losing your identity, and it even ensures you're not solely relying on this partnership to make you happy. The person that comes into your life should add to your happiness. Happiness is internal. Happiness is a choice. It is something that you should already have within you, making a decision to be happy every single day, every single moment, even when times are not the best, the greatest. So, whenever these things occur and happen to you, you have to make a decision to be happy. You have to make a decision to show up as your authentic self. You have to make a informed decision to do these things before the other person comes into your life. So all of this is helping you so you do not lose your identity, and it ensures that you're not solely relying on the partnership for happiness, as I just said, but also for validation and a sense of purpose. And a sense of purpose. Self love allows you to approach the relationship from a place of abundance rather than need or being needy. You don't want to be in a place where you feel like you have to be needy, and even I'm gonna take it even deeper to say even feeling needed in the relationship. If you're feeling like that you have to be needed in order to be a part of a partnership, that is something that is going to harm you in the long run. It is great to be needed sometimes, but if that's your sole purpose of wanting to be in a relationship to feel needed, then at some point when that person no longer needs you, you are going to have an issue. You're going to have some problems with identifying your role in the relationship. So you have to love yourself. We talked about this a whole lot during these. Now we're on day 25. So we talked about self love the entire 25 days. That is how important it is in order for you to be a better dater, understanding what you need, being able to articulate the things that you need, the things that you want, the things that you desire, the things that you don't like, the things that you do like, the things that you love, the things that you don't love, being able to say all of these things, being able to open up and share your most sacred stories so you can be vulnerable with your partner. All of these things play a pivotal role in you balance in the partnership as well as your love for self, because this balance strengthens the partnership. It strengthens the partnership. By practicing self love, you not only enhance your own life, but you also create the foundation for a relationship that thrives on understanding, growth, and unconditional care. So I want to thank you for stopping by. Now, who am I? Why should you even pay attention to me in any way, shape, form, or fashion? Well, I am Marshawn Olanio. I am a shift relationship strategist. And what does that absolutely mean? It means that I serve professional Black women, helping them to show up differently in all of their relationships, using tailored strategies so they can create beautiful, loving relationships. And I say relationships because most people think about a dating coach or relationship coach, and you think automatically it goes toward the romantic side. Well, I do help and work on the romantic side if you're there, but the where I specialize, the area in which I focus on, especially in the beginning of us working together, is getting you together. So, what does your relationship with yourself look like? How are you nurturing that relationship before you even entertain the idea of jumping into a romantic relationship? If you're in a romantic relationship, then that's fine. But how are you as an individual inside of your partnership? So I focus on helping you understand who you are, working on those weak areas so you can strengthen them, so you know how to show up in your relationship, so you can build a healthy romantic relationship, learning a lot of the tools, the strategies, and secrets that a lot of our parents didn't know, and if they didn't know it, they couldn't pass it down to us. Some of us got the information, but the majority of us, specifically in our community, we were thinking about the survival aspect of life and dating and marriage versus the nurturing, the beautiful side and partnership, and what all of this means and even looks like. So that's who I am. That's who I serve. If you're a professional Black woman and you're looking for some help in this area because maybe you just don't even know where to start, maybe you can reach out. All right. You can leave a comment in the comment section below and we can start the dialogue and reach out. Or you can reach out to me at my email, marshawn@marshawnrolanio.com. It should be in the description box. With that being said, we're going to move forward. So, did you know that self love is only 50% of the equation? 50% of the equation. In a healthy relationship, self love is not a bonus. Self love is not a bonus, it's a necessity. It represents half of the equation because you are responsible for your own emotional well being, personal fulfillment, and sense of self worth. You are responsible for that. Your partner can help you add to, but you are responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for understanding your self worth. You're responsible for making sure that you are fulfilled within the partnership. You're responsible for your own emotional well being. All of those things play a part in the partnership. 50%. It's only 50%. Without self love, the balance of the relationship can become skewed, as you might expect your partner to fill in the gaps that only you can address. Without self love, 70% or more of your energy might shift towards seeking external validation, which creates that imbalance. 70%. 70% or more of your energy could be going towards seeking external validation versus internal, your own. What do you like about you? I I actually I always wonder for those people who have a low sense of self-esteem when they feel like when they're going out with their girlfriends or just somebody, right? And they feel that they have to call and say, "Hey, what are you wearing?" Because I don't want to be the odd woman out. You have to wear what you want to wear, no matter the occasion or event. Now, yes, you want the event, you want to show up and be looking nice for that particular event. If you already have an idea, whether it's business, it's business casual, it's formal. If you already have an idea of what the event, the dress code is for the event, put on what makes you feel good. I can understand if you're calling because you don't know the dress code, or if you need to look up the event details because you don't Know that. I get that. But having to call every single time that you're going out with your friend or girlfriend, or even making sure that you get validation that your partner is going to love what you have on that particular day. If you don't like what you have on that particular day, then he may not like what you have on that particular day. And guess what? Your self esteem is going to take a hit. So you have to validate your own self. Everybody else's validation is a bonus. Everybody else's like on social media is a bonus. Did you like the way that you presented yourself before you walked outside the door? Did you like the way your hair looked? Did you like the way your outfit looked? Did you like the way those earrings, all of the stuff about you? Did you like this thing before? You have to like you before you go on step out on the outside. This is what self-love looks like. It's a part of what self-love looks like. This is the external that I'm focusing on right now. But what about your internal? Have you taken a deeper dive into what self-love truly is internally, right? Prioritize self-care practices 30 to 40% of the time in your relationship. Prioritize self-care practices 30 to 40% of the time in your relationship. This prevents burnout and it allows you to bring your best to the relationship just by taking care of yourself. We didn't say all the time, but I am saying don't give your whole self to everybody, included but not limited to your partner, including but not limited to your child or children, including but not limited to your friend, everybody else. Make sure that you are on your own list when you are taking care of everybody else. Don't forget to take care of you. You cannot continue to take care of everybody else and leave yourself off of your own list. You must be willing to take care of you. Because if you don't pour into you, how many people think about your circle. When you stop pouring into yourself, how many people pour into you? It's probably very few. You might have that one ride or die that was like, oh, girl, you need to take care of yourself. Cool, that's great. But how many other people are saying, go take care of yourself? Go take care of yourself. Self care is not selfish, it is a necessity. It is a must in order for your relationship to be well rounded, in order for you to be able to take care of all of the people that you take care of. You must take care of yourself. So prioritize self care just 30 to 40% of the time. Be very intentional about your self-care. Put your self-care on your calendar. I know it sounds cheesy, but schedule your self-care so you don't put it off on the back burner and literally keep your appointment to yourself. You keep your appointments to everybody else. When was the last time you kept your own appointment for yourself, to yourself, to make sure that you are recharged, to make sure that you can pour and pour and pour to all of the people in your life? You can't continuously pour, as they say, from an empty cup. You should be pouring to the other people from your overflow, right? The little saucer that's under the little saucer that's underneath your teacup. That's where you should be pouring from, because your cup should already be full when you start to give. So you have to give to you. You have to choose giving to you. Absolutely, you do. It is a must. You have to choose giving to you. So the third thing is a healthy dynamic is about 60% to the partner, 40% to yourself. 60% to your partner, 40% to yourself. 60% is for your shared goals, intimacy, and collaborations, while the other 40% is for your personal development and your growth. You feeling good about yourself. You feeling good about the situation. You feeling good that you're in this partnership. You're feeling good about the conversations that the two of you are able to have with one another about your goals. Them leaning into you, you're leaning into them. Both of you showing up and being vulnerable. What scares you about taking the next step? What scares you about taking the next step? It's okay to be scared, but you still have to do it, right? So give 60% to your partner and keep 40% for yourself. And again, 40% is about your personal development and about your growth. Understanding that the percentages may shift at times depending on the need of the relationship. But long-term neglect of self-care can lead to feelings of resentment or your loss of your own identity. You don't you do not want to lose your identity. You don't. You don't want to lose your identity. So pour into yourself, pour into your spouse. That's a pretty balanced relationship. Again, understanding that the dynamics can shift, which means the percentages can shift depending on the need of the relationship at that time. So just understand that it can shift, but you must put you on the list. You cannot neglect yourself for periods of a long extended periods of time, because you're going to become burnt out and frustrated and resentful to those around you who actually need you. Another thing is self-love as utilize self-love as preventative maintenance for both you and the relationship. Self-love helps you maintain emotional and mental well-being, preventing issues that could disrupt your personal life or your partnership. It's an ongoing process that fortifies you against challenges before they arise. Before they arise, allowing you to show up fully in the relationship. Utilize self-love as a preventative maintenance, because when the world starts pulling you and stretching you from place to place, from here to there and everywhere, now you're able to say, okay, I felt that, but I got something in place already to make sure I take care of me, because I want to take care of all of these people. But I know if I keep taking care of everybody else and giving none to me, that's going to be a problem in the long run. And I don't want it to be a problem in the long run. So today I'm going to rest and do nothing. Today I'm going to utilize my boundaries and say no. Today, I'm actually going to cross off a lot of stuff, unnecessary events that are on my calendar. I'm going to choose me. I'm going to pour into me. I'm going to rest. I'm going to recharge. I'm going to refocus. I'm going to take care of some of the hobbies that I wanted to take care of, that I kept saying no. I kept putting on the back burner because life, excuse me, because life kept occurring, kept showing up. Life is always going to life. So you must prioritize yourself. Use self-love as a preventative maintenance. And also try the 100% model. A relationship is not 50-50. I know that you've heard this before, but it's not 50-50, because again, depending on the dynamic and where you're at in your life in the moment, you may need to give 75% over here to another person, whether it could be your spouse, it could be your child, it could be your in-laws or your parents, whatever. You may have to switch up on the percentages because of what's going on in your life. So you may have to give 75%. Find some of that 25%. It may not be the full 25%, but it may be something in there. But anyway, the 100% model was this. Remembering that relationships are not 50-50. They're literally 100-100. That's exactly what the 100 model is. Understanding that relationships are not 50-50, that they are both of you bringing 100-100 as much as possible. Because again, life events are going to happen where you're not going to be able to focus solely on your partner 100% of the time. Some of that 100% is going to have to be allocated other places. And both of you should understand and even know that that's going to happen. It's a part of everybody's relationship. However, when things are going swimmingly, both of you should be giving 100 to each other, 100 to the relationship. That's what the 100 model is. It is not 50-50. It's 100-100. Each partner must take 100% responsibility for their own happiness as well as their self-worth. So how much are you making sure that you take into account that your happiness has to come 100% from you? Everybody else that's pouring into you, where they're like, I like the way you look, you smell good, you look good, your hair, all of the accolades and compliments that they give you is extra. That's extra. You should already feel happy. You should already feel that you look good in the outfit that you chose. You should already feel that your hair looks good. You should already feel that you are dynamic before you leave the house. Not that somebody has to tell you that you are dynamic, not that you're boasting and bragging. It's just, it is what it is. I am that I am. I am that I am. I literally woke up like this, even though most of us don't. Okay. You understanding that your partner enhances only about 30% of your well being. Just 30%. The other 70% must be attained by yourself. So your partner does add to your happiness, but he's not giving you the bulk of making you happy. Happiness literally is an internal job. It is a choice day in and day out. It is a choice moment by moment, and sometimes minute by minute. You have to choose to be happy. You have to choose to own your self-worth. You have to choose to lean into your self-care. Even when people say that you're being stingy, you're being selfish, you're not showing up for them, and how dare you, and all of the things that all the guilt trip sentences that they can say to you, it's okay. It's going to happen. But look how much more refreshed you're going to be when you choose you. When you continuously lean into choosing yourself, look how much happier you feel. The heavy weight has been taken off of you and away from you. And that is great, because most people walk around with so much weight on their shoulders that they can't even do this. They can't even do this. They're just weighed down. They're stuck down like this. You have to be willing to choose you, to lean into you. Balancing yourself, balancing the relationship, all of it plays a part into you loving you. Balancing partnership and self-love is a delicate dynamic for sure. Focus on nurturing yourself so your relationship thrives as a result. When you nurture you, everything else comes afterwards, and it is a delicate balance to nurture you and a relationship. It is. I'm not saying that this is necessarily easy, but you practicing doing this daily, weekly, monthly, the more times you practice doing it, it gets easier. See, when my client has a problem with giving to herself because she feels bad, she feels like the people are either not going to need her, or they're not going to call her anymore, they're going to be mad at her, whatever the thing is. And I'm like, well, you need to practice your power of your no. You need to practice setting boundaries. You need to practice giving to you. You need to practice just resting. When was the last time you rested? When you think about it, it's like, when did I just wake up on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever your off day is, whatever. When did I just wake up and do nothing? When was the last time I woke up and just sat in my PJs all day and just vegged out, recharged myself? When was the last time I decided to go and really treat myself at the spa? When was the last time I actually talked to my therapist? When was the last time I sat there and reflected on my life, on a relationship, the type of relationship that I want to be in? When was the last time you poured into you? Understanding how powerful that is, and how much centered and realigned you are when you take the time to do the inner work as well as the outer work. You don't like the way your body looks? You have control over that. What are you eating? Are you moving? I don't even like to say exercise because people get so bent out of shape with exercise. But how much are you moving? How much movement do you have throughout your day? Are you drinking enough water? What does your diet look like? And I'm doing air quotes because it really should be a lifestyle. Pouring into yourself is something that is a must. Nurturing your body, nurturing your mental, nurturing your spiritual. When was the last time you had a talk with God? When was the last time you did any of this stuff intentionally, not as a routine? Oh, it's Sunday tomorrow, I'm going to church. Have you read your Bible? Have you said prayer? Okay, I don't like the way my body look. Have you done any exercise to pour into your body? What have you eaten correctly? What have you given up during this season to make sure that you can nurture you, right? When was the last time you journaled about something that's really important? When is the last time you planned out your life? Did you even do a vision board this time? Like, all of these things are helping you to get you centered and aligned. Did you do a vision board about the type of relationship that you want to be in? Have you wrote down the type of person that you want to be in your next relationship? All of these things matter. All of these things matter. And they're just tools to help you get to the next level in your life. These are tools that you can use so you can become a better dater the next time around. So in 2025, you can stop repeating the same old habits, old behaviors, the things that did not get you to where you wanted to be, in this case, in your relationship. But you can use that same logic in your career. You can use that same logic with your relationship with your friends. You can use that same logic with the relationship that you want with your child or children. When was the last time you were intentional with your child or children, making sure that you're nurturing that relationship to make sure that it's healthy? I remember I had somebody who was analyzing one of my videos not too long ago. And in that video, I was actually saying that I'm not currently dating because I have a young child and I have to give a lot to her. Not making any excuses. It just is what it is. Taking care of a young child does take a lot. And some people, when they're not in your state, right? I have a young child. When a lot of people are not at that stage, they don't understand it. And if their child is grown or out of the stage where you have to take care of them consistently or give them a lot of time and attention, they either forget or just don't realize how much it actually takes. And so, if and when that occurs, it is what it is. I understand that I'm in a unique situation. I had my daughter much later in life, and not everybody is going to understand that when it comes to when the people that are ready to date, right, and get to know me. All of that takes a lot of time and energy. So you have to understand exactly where you're at, as well as how you're going to nurture yourself. And are you ready? Do you have the time, energy, and effort to put into nurturing a relationship at this point in your life where you're at currently? If you don't, it's okay. But in that time, start working on you. Start working on those areas of weakness to start strengthening them. All right? That's all I got today. I thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited. This is day 25 of day 30. So we will be back here tomorrow for day 26. Balance your life, balance your partnership, and you'll notice that you feel so much happier. Yesterday, I did a statistic. 70% of people that are in healthy relationships, they not only are happier, but they have reported that they have relationship satisfaction. 70% of people that are in a safe space that can share who they are feel like, yeah, I got a great relationship. Can you say the same thing with the partner that you're with currently if you are in a partnership? All right. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for the next live. All right. Bye bye now.